Welcome back, sporting fans, to another spectacular episode of the Paint the Wall podcast. I, as always, am your host, Steve, and I am joined this week by a man who doesn't show up in photographs, but swears he isn't a vampire. But you all know him as Logan.
Well, yeah, it's the teeth. I don't have the pointy teeth, obviously.
Was that a direct poke at me who has pointy teeth? Are you trying to call me a vampire?
I would never do that, Steve.
That's okay. I convinced a kid once. I was doing scoreboard at a basketball game in high school, and there was like this 10-year-old sitting next to me who saw my teeth and was like, "Are you a vampire?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I convinced him because, no, I wasn't running the scoreboard. My buddy who was sitting right in front of me was running the scoreboard.
Okay.
And I convinced him that I was controlling the scoreboard by magic, and my buddy in front was just changing like whatever I was saying and like stop. It was really funny.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't remember who that kid is, but if he's a listener, sorry.
Sorry about you.
It was funny, you know.
That's one way to find out.
All right. Well, that's enough excitement for one episode. This, I imagine, we say this all the time, but I imagine this won't be a very long episode.
Yeah. We do very rarely come through on that, but
yeah,
we'll see.
But we have a game that I highly doubt either one of us want to talk about all that much.
Not much.
And now we're out of a tournament, so we don't even have another. Oh, we have another game to preview, but it's not until the end of August. So
yeah.
Like, I don't know. What are we gonna do? You know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out. We are, of course, are talking about another 4-0 beatdown at the hands of the Columbus Crew. 2 games this year, 8-0.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know I said last week that we rarely don't score. That doesn't count when we play Columbus Crew.
Apparently, yeah, that's very true.
This game was bad on every level. I don't really have anything good to say. That's not true. The Dembe played again.
He did. He got 20-something minutes, 25 minutes.
That's always good. Had Jake Davis back. That was nice. People keep telling me that Polito played the full game. I'm not convinced. No, he did, but he didn't do.
There's no evidence of that happening.
Yeah, he did absolutely nothing, which I'll come back to here in a little bit. But he did absolutely nothing. So
yeah.
We did. I'm curious what you think. If you think this means anything more, but we did get a Pulse Camp goalkeeper start.
We did.
Instead of Tim Melia. To my knowledge, Melia is not injured.
Yeah. To my knowledge, that is correct.
So now I'm really curious if this was we are pretty sure we're going to get blitzed in this game, so we might as well just give some extra rest. But we don't play for another 2 weeks, so what's the point in extra rest when if we lose this game, we already don't play for another 2 weeks?
No, that's not a resting game for sure. Yes, especially not with the mindset of we're going to get blitzed. Might as well give them some rest.
Yeah.
If you think you're winning, then you would probably, you might want to rest him if you're concerned. But no, that just seems very strange.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole lineup kind of didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but
it was a little confusing.
No Willie Agata seemed weird. No Castellanos seemed weird.
Mm-hmm.
Still no Memo anywhere.
Yeah.
Now he was on the last injury report, but the last injury report was July 19th. So
that's right. I forget we don't get him.
Yeah, we don't get him in the Leagues Cup. So the last one was before the St. Louis game. He was listed as questionable. And I guess he's still rehabbing an injury. He's got to be, right? He hasn't been on the bench or lineup since that game.
For somebody who has played a pretty consistent role in this club and somebody who's done nothing to our knowledge to lose Peter's faith, I would have to think that he's still nursing an injury. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But, I mean, the game went exactly how pretty much everybody thought it was going to go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Crushed. So
I did go back and check real quick just because you said something. I was curious.
Okay.
We have gotten shut out exactly 5 times this year.
Oh, okay.
2 of them being against Columbus.
Oh.
We got 2-0 against Austin, We had the 2 against Columbus. We had 1 against RSL. That was that 1-0 game. And then back to the third game of the season, we 0-0'd at LAFC.
That's right.
Back when there was still hope in our eyes.
Yeah. I remember that. We were like, oh, what a great draw. I mean, no goals, but man, this really says a lot.
Yeah. We thought
it did say a lot, just not the lot that we thought it was saying. So.
Right.
Yeah, this was just a disappointing game all around.
100%.
I don't really have a whole lot to talk about with this game. It was just disappointing, and the more we talk about it, the more angry I'm going to get at it, probably.
Yeah, so. I mean, listen, it's one of those where all the phases of the game we did poorly. We got manhandled on possession. We got manhandled on shots and shots on goal. Total passes, passing accuracy, 79.6% is one of the lowest I've ever seen from this club. Which the way that we typically play, which is just dink the ball around a lot, we're usually like in the 90s. So the fact that we are at 79% is pretty outrageous. We only managed 1 corner the entire game. Expected goal 2.5 for Columbus. Ours was 0.1. Aerial duels 6-2. Like, it's so rare that you can scroll down the stat sheet and just see every single possible metric where we got beat on. It just doesn't happen. So this was truly a really, really poor game all around.
Yeah.
So offense was weak. Defense looked porous. We couldn't figure out how to handle a run to save our lives.
True.
And we made silly mistakes.
I guess if we have to point out something good, Pulskamp had a good game.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. He had 5 saves.
He did.
Pretty impressive saves too. He had several really impressive ones. Now, they still scored 4.
Right.
But he did have 5 saves. So
yeah. It's hard for me to say that he had a great. Anytime you concede 4 goals, it's really hard for me to say that the keeper had a great game.
Yeah.
I will say the first goal, really hard for him to do anything there. His defense has to do a better job. Second goal, his defense shouldn't have put him in that position. I still think he had terrible positioning on that. A ball from that far out that was pretty much just put straight on target. I really think he should have had a better position on that. Third and fourth goal, again, probably not a lot he could have done. His defense really, really let him down that game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You say what you want to say, but anytime you concede 5 goals or 4 goals, it's really hard for me to say anybody on the defense did a good job.
Yeah, true.
So
it's I have a little more sympathy for a goalkeeper in that position simply because when I played in high school, my team was terrible. We won 1 game our entire senior year.
Nice.
I averaged like 14 saves a game or something like that.
Nice.
So it's like I personally had a good performance almost every game. I had like 14 saves. Of course, it's high school, so the save numbers are elevated, but they still scored 2 or 3 every game.
Yeah,
and we couldn't score. So it's like as a goalkeeper, I could have the best game of my life, and it didn't matter if I just had trash cans for defense.
Right.
Like you make 14 saves, but they get 20 shots off. You're like, well, I saved almost all of them.
Yeah.
So I have a little more sympathy in sympathy may not even be the right word, but like a little more recognition of like this can be a good game from a goalkeeper and you can still get blitzed because that was my entire high school career.
Yeah.
But it's still like you're right. It's it doesn't matter. It's still a 4-0 loss to defending champs. So and a bounce out of the tournament. So who cares?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, I guess it seems like a moot point. But who's your MVP from this game?
My MVP goes to the final whistle.
Nice.
Thank you for the 4th official for not giving a stoppage time and just letting it die.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
That was sweet of you.
Yeah.
My MVP goes to Diego Rossi.
Yeah.
How am I going to give it to anybody else?
Right.
He didn't even play the whole game and he had a brace. So
yeah, that dude was on one.
It's just like we don't normally give it to the opposing team, but what do you want from me?
Yeah. What are you going to do? Nobody on our team looked anywhere remotely close to being able to get MVP.
No, true.
Just there's nobody. It was. I just can't believe how bad it was.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying that. I just don't understand how terrible it was.
Yeah. Johnny put it in perspective after the game, but that'll come back up for me here in a few minutes. So.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, who's your MVP? This was a giant list to pick from. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, aside from all 15 players that touch the pitch for us, if you're going to make me narrow it down at all, I will say the entire back line.
Fair.
They just look terrible. They were porous as hell. They let every run. I mean, 3 of our 4 goals that we conceded came from poor just defense on runs. Just well-timed runs that left a wide open guy. There was the only one that wasn't that was when Volder had a terrible play on a ball and gave him a free throw in. Nobody picked up the man, and then just an easy goal. So
yeah,
back defense, the whole back line, even after the subs came on, it didn't get any better. So
true. Yeah, mine. I figured you go with that one, so I went a slightly different route.
Yeah.
Kind of. I went with Polito because we're paying you millions of dollars, and you probably had one shot, maybe. I don't even know. I was trying to look it up, but there are no individual match stats for this match that it's showing me. So it's like, but Leagues Cup. Hold on.
They've got them on MLS website.
Yeah, 0 shots.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He had 1 offsides. That's the only stat that he registered.
Amazing.
In this entire game. So
yeah, sounds about right.
That will pay you a lot of money. Like at least take a shot.
Yeah.
So he's my MVP.
I love it.
All right. Well, let's quit talking about that miserable game.
Do it. Done.
And we can move on to Current didn't play either. So, like I said, might be a short episode because we only played 1 game. We got killed. We don't have another game for 2 weeks, and neither does the other Kansas City team. So
it just might be, yeah.
We just don't, I'll get to the other game here in a minute. Maybe we'll talk about that. But
okay.
I don't know. I don't really have do you have a best of the rest this week either?
No, I mean we're down to 16. I can talk about Leagues Cup if we want. We're really struggling on this one, guys.
How many MLS teams are left? Do you have the bracket up?
I do. I can have it in 2 seconds.
Okay. I know Columbus was going to go play Miami.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
10 of 16.
Well, all right. So we got a decent shot to still win the whole thing, but
bad news, St. Louis did make it to the round of 16, so now we get to listen to them talk about how much better they are than us.
I already saw a post this morning on Twitter from a St. Louis fan that was a picture of Azteca Stadium in Mexico. One of the nicest stadiums on the planet.
Yeah.
And it was a side-by-side of that stadium and of City Park. And the caption was, "Where would you rather play your home games?" And I'm like,
Azteca?
What? Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah. Why is it's at the base of a mountain? Like what? Yeah. And there were several comments. Of course, every comment was City Park, of course, because then I wouldn't have to get a hotel and take a plane. Like, okay, that's not what he was asking. Like, that would assume that you live there.
Yeah. I don't think you understood the exercise.
Yeah, and then somebody being like, City Park, of course, you get to see the arch from the stadium. Okay.
The arch is real cool for about 30 seconds.
These people are delusional, man. I don't get it. But you're right. They won, so now we're going to get to listen to that forever.
For sure.
I saw on Twitter, I think it was this past weekend, Jimmy Mack going at it with some St. Louis fans like he usually does.
Nice.
People claiming that, Kansas City as a city, sports-wise, is little brother, and he's like, I don't know, just basic. Look at the last 20 years. We've won the same amount of championships. And if you go 20 years prior to that, Kansas City has more championships.
Yeah. You guys literally lost your football team.
Yeah. Yeah.
They literally didn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah. I think that was one of his points, too, was one of the 2 or 3 championships that St. Louis has in the last 20 years, the team left.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you get like half credit for getting to count that because, like, yeah, you got the championship, but then the team left. So
yeah, exactly. You guys couldn't even support a team being there. So
yeah,
good for you, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. St. Louis is they just are what they are, I guess.
I'll let them be. They think they're the cooler city in Missouri. They can think that. That's fine.
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess where are they even higher than us in the standings? Probably not.
I think they were last I looked.
Probably. Actually,
right.
Everybody's higher than us in the standings. It feels like I'm bringing.
No, we are actually a point ahead.
We are ahead of them.
Yeah.
Let's say both of our teams suck at soccer. Yeah. And we currently have Kansas City currently has the best football player on the planet, and in most people's opinion, the best baseball player on the planet in the same city. And both of our soccer teams suck. So what? I don't even understand where the argument comes from that like St. Louis is a better sports town. How?
Best baseball player on the planet. Most people agree. That's an interesting take.
Yeah. What do you not listen to national media ever?
Anyway, not a baseball podcast. I won't go down that rabbit hole.
What are we going to talk about for the next 20 minutes? It might as well be a baseball podcast.
I don't know. You said you had something about Johnny to talk about?
Oh, yeah. Well, in a minute. Well, actually, yeah, I guess we're ready for good, bad, and ugly. We don't have anything else to talk about. So,
guys,
let's, give me your good.
My good is.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh. Sorry, we're not ready for it yet.
Now we're ready.
Now we're ready for it. My good is going to go to the matchup that we are going to get next weekend or this weekend, featuring Miami and Columbus. Two of the best teams in the league, in a playoff atmosphere. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be pretty great. So that's my good.
Fair enough.
Probably one of the best matches of the year so far.
Is Messi back, or is he still taking a nap or whatever he does?
My understanding is he was supposed to be back.
Did he did play against Toronto.
He did play. Is that what you said or no?
He did not play. He wasn't on the bench either.
Okay.
Has he played? I don't even think he's played in a while. Has he?
It has been a minute. I thought I saw that he was supposed to be back any time now. But also, even without Messi, I mean, this Miami team is still wicked.
That's true. Although they barely beat Toronto.
That is true. That is true.
So, yeah, that will be a good game, though. I
think it will be.
I don't know if I'll watch it, but
I mean, they're still 10 clear Columbus in the standings.
Yeah, true.
Kind of
ridiculous. Cincinnati's in second, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Still, 5 points clear of Columbus. Wow, that's wild.
Yep.
3 and LA Galaxy has 49 points.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty close, I guess. But
yeah, I mean they're 4 points clear. Miami's 4 points clear of LA Galaxy.
Well, maybe my Supporter Shield Galaxy mid-season pick that I made a couple weeks ago will not end up being as crazy as even I thought it was when I said it.
It's very possible. It could be.
Awesome.
Not,
well,
it could be.
My good is not a good. I was going to do a graphic, but I couldn't get it to load properly. So here we are. But instead of good, bad, and ugly this week, it's gold, bad, and ugly.
Ah, very nice.
With our U.S. women's team winning a gold medal yesterday. Yesterday? Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
2 days ago. It was on Sunday.
Back on top.
Saturday.
Winning a gold medal. Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So nice to be back on top, and they deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Men's team couldn't do anything, but women's team did, and both of our basketball teams. So
hey, men's team made it out of the knockout or the group stage. That's a good thing.
That's true. They did. That's true.
Haven't done that in a while.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, all around Olympics finishing off, we did win in medal count. We tied China for the gold count thanks to the women's basketball team.
Yep.
Getting us 40. Did you know? I thought it was impressive. Changing topic a little bit.
Sure.
Well, we're still talking about Olympics. Different sport is what I meant. Our U.S. men's basketball team have won 5 gold medals in a row.
Okay.
Which is super impressive, right?
Sort of.
Well, right. Yeah, right. But 5 gold medals in a row in the same event.
Yeah, when you put it in a vacuum, like you take out the fact of who's playing on the team.
Yeah.
Yes, very incredible. Yes.
But then you look at the women's team.
Yeah.
The women have won 8 gold medals in a row.
Yeah.
That's
pretty crazy.
That's ridiculous. 8 in a row. I had no idea until they won it, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of gold medals in a row. That's insane. But yeah, to your point, maybe not this year. This year's probably not a great example. But yes, in previous Olympics, yes, our U.S. men's team being a gold medalist is like, okay, whatever. But this year, I watched a little more basketball than I usually do. There was a lot of teams that had a bunch of NBA players that could have made a run and gave us a lot of fit. We almost got beat by Serbia in the semifinals. So this year, and I didn't pay attention to the last Olympics, but this year it seemed like it was less of a gap for sure.
Yeah, I would say that. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. It's still just such an incredible talent differential between those two teams because, there are NBA players that are, on, French team had a lot of NBA players, Serbia had a handful. Like there are a lot of teams that have NBA players on them, but like all the, like, with the exception of like 2 or 3 big names, all of the best players in the world are in Team USA. So it's still just such a massive talent differential. I mean, I saw a TikTok the other day that had made me laugh, and it was talking about the guy who has to guard LeBron James, and it was like subbing out LeBron James, now coming in Kevin Durant, and the guy's just like, come on.
That's funny.
And so, like, what do you do? It's depth upon depth upon depth. But you are right. Like it's definitely much more challenging for sure.
Yeah, and I think one of the producers on one of the local Kansas City radio stations I listen to, he's a bigger basketball fan. They were kind of talking about this, and he seems like he's a little more worried about the next Olympics, like 4 years from now.
Yeah,
when Steph and LeBron and KD and those guys are all too old and probably aren't playing anymore.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was a little more worried on some of the younger talent. Not that we won't still have a good team, but like a lot of the younger talent in the NBA is foreign. They're not from the United States.
That's very true.
So, plus you're going to have 4 years older Wemby now to play against. And, some of these other guys, and, we're going to have, I think Devin Booker was one of the names he mentioned, and Jason Tatum, both of which barely played this year.
Yeah. But I do agree with you. Like the foreign talent is definitely much harder to deal with. I still think it'll be all right, but that's okay.
Yeah. I think it's good. It makes it more exciting. This is kind of weird. I was talking with my brother-in-law a little bit about it because I don't really like any of the people that played for Team USA.
Sure.
For the plus I'm not a huge basketball fan anyway, but it kind of felt weird because it was kind of like, well, I want them to win because they're United States and I want a gold medal. But there's nothing that makes me happier than LeBron losing when he's not supposed to. So I'm like, at the same time, I would have loved, and honestly, as I don't even want to say a Nuggets fan. I'm not a true Nuggets fan. I don't really watch the NBA. But my brother-in-law is a Nuggets fan. I enjoy watching basketball with him. So I adopt like a pseudo Nuggets fan,
You can have it, sure.
I would have loved to have watched Jokic win a gold medal. That would have been cool.
It would have been cool.
As long as it wasn't over the United States. So if they had won in the semifinals, then I would have been like, yes, let's do it. But so it felt weird. And we were talking about that a lot, how it's like, I don't want to cheer against them because they're United States. And obviously I want a gold for the United States. But I also just really want LeBron to lose.
Right, right. Yeah. LeBron losing is always a good time.
Yeah. Didn't happen. So.
Yeah. That's fair.
Did you, by chance, since we have nothing else to talk about, did you by chance watch the women's final?
Not fully. No, I watched some of it though.
Or even see like how it ended.
I do know how it ended. The like foot on the line.
Yeah, she hit a buzzer beater, but her toes were just over the line, so it was a 2 instead of a 3, and banked it in. Just a shame. I mean, that I don't want the women to lose. It's just LeBron, so I was happy that it was only a 2, but. I don't know. It made it exciting, but something about Olympics, I can watch anything and be excited about it. So
yeah, totally.
That table tennis gold medal match. Edge of your seat, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. That javelin final was bonkers.
Oh, I didn't get to watch any javelin this year.
Oh,
Also,
you missed out.
I saw speed climbing on Facebook
Oh man, that
after
thing
the
is
event was
insane.
done. I didn't get to watch any of it live, and I'm really upset.
It's I've been, I mean, as much of a fan of speed climbing, I think, as you can be.
Sure.
I've always really enjoyed watching it just because it's insane how talented those guys are.
Yeah.
Guys and gals.
Yeah.
It's insane. They're wicked. I think the men's world record got broken. No, the women's world record.
So
one of the world records got broken. I can't remember.
I think it was in speed climbing. I think this was the video that I saw. The woman that won gold was American, I'm pretty sure.
So.
She broke her own world record
Right.
in the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals.
Nice.
So she already held the world record, and then she broke it 3 times throughout the Olympics.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's just insane.
But... yeah. Pole vaulting world record got broken too. I'm trying to remember what other world records there were.
There were several.
There
always is.
Yeah.
Anyway. Also, side note, with this other lengthy side note we've already been talking about.
Yeah, so it's a side note to the side note for sure.
Do you also think water polo has to be the most impressive and athletic team sport on the planet, bar none?
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already impressive until and then they show you the camera angle from the water where you realize they're not in 6 feet of water.
No.
It's like 20 feet. And I'm like, these guys aren't even remotely close to the bottom.
No.
Like,
it's
how?
Yeah, it is insane what they're doing.
I don't understand how, like, we were talking about it. They're like, my brother-in-law is like, there has to be like a safety boat like they have in some of like the swimming or not swimming, the
like open water events.
Surfing, yes. Like a little safety boat. Maybe it's just like right off screen. And I'm like, yeah, because what happens if you get a Charlie horse?
Right.
You just die. Like you can't. What do you do? So I don't know. It's wild. That's such an intriguing sport. Bronze medal for U.S. in water polo.
While we're already on a side note to your side note to your side note, do you know why there is a lifeguard at the Olympics, the swimming events?
I assume it just has something to do with laws.
Nope, you would think so.
Oh.
Up until it was 3 Olympics ago, whenever that was. I can do math. Well, 3 summer winter. 2012. There it is.
Yeah.
So in 2012, there was a swimmer who qualified, and it was basically one of those situations where it was the cousin of a brother of the dude who ran the Olympic committee for that country or whatever. It was a small African country. And he just wanted to be an Olympian, but he couldn't do anything. They were like, well, just go do this and you'll be fine. They hosted a fake trial thing where like nobody else showed up, so he automatically qualified. Whatever. One of those sketchy situations. The dude shows up. His heat only has 3 racers in it. So he gets ready to swim and everybody jumps in the water and the other 2 guys both DQ out of the race. So now this guy, literally all by himself, he has to go and swim in the heat still and almost drowns because he doesn't know how to swim. But he still won the heat, so he had to then go do it again.
Yeah.
So after that, they required lifeguards because a guy almost drowned and they couldn't let that happen on national television. So
that's crazy. See, now he wouldn't, if he just wanted to be an Olympian, you don't have to pick swimming. Now you could just be a break dancer, apparently. And
apparently.
You just got to talk somebody into paying for your travel and you can go do whatever you want, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. That was a long enough. That was long enough. Good/gold. Hit me with your bad.
My bad goes to us. It has to.
Yeah.
Mine
goes to this Johnny Russell quote. The quote's not bad. Just what he said is true, and that makes it bad. He basically said, I'm going to paraphrase it because I couldn't find the exact quote. And then also it doesn't matter. He basically said that it's a bummer to see how far from a top-level team we really are.
Oof.
Like that losing this kind of game really shows the gap between this team and what a top-level team is right now.
Yeah.
And it's painful to see that. And I agree with him that it is, as good a form as we've been in recently, winning games and staying in games. We haven't been playing these top-level teams to be able to do it, minus maybe Salt Lake, I guess. But those games are always close with us. So, yeah, it's just kind of disappointing to his point, like he said, see how far off this team really is. You know, this wasn't our primary starting lineup, but it might as well been. It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. Close enough.
Yeah, just a shame.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It's definitely justifiable. And I mean, I'm looking at the rest of our season. It's certainly not a cakewalk. I mean, granted, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only have 8 regular season games left.
Mm-hmm.
We're not making the playoffs.
No, probably not.
I mean, we're still 9 games. We're 9 games out of a playoff spot as of today, and we only have 8 games to make up 9 points. No way.
Doable, not probable.
Yeah, it's totally possible. It's not going to happen, though.
Yeah. Not to mention the transfer window closes on August 30th.
It sure does.
And we still haven't signed anybody, and that includes the one that we were told is pretty much done.
Yeah.
So I get maybe it's possible. The only thing that I can think is maybe whoever we're signing was playing in the Olympics for whoever their country is, and they didn't want, they and we didn't want the distraction for that athlete of being like, hey, you're getting ready to go to Kansas City to play. So we were just like, we can announce it after the Olympics, not a problem.
I guess.
So that's my thought, is maybe if we really were close with a player, and we got it done, maybe they're an Olympian, and we just we wanted them to have that and not have this additional stuff being asked and stuff. So, which I'm fine with that if that ends up being the case, because let them experience the Olympics and don't worry about this. You know,
if that is the case, sure, I can let them have that.
Yeah. But if it's just that we haven't signed anybody yet, then
yeah,
cool. I guess we'll see you next year, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my bad. But
fair enough.
All right, you're ugly.
My ugly goes to the only performance that was worse than ours. I'm going to take you to San Jose, where San Jose did not lose this time. They actually won a game against Necaxa. I don't know how to pronounce it because I don't speak Spanish. I can't put accents on things. But anyway, that game where they lost to San Jose 5-0. And I don't know if they know this, but San Jose is really bad.
Well,
so for you to lose to San Jose 5-0,
yeah, true.
That's pretty rough.
Wow, they're 10 points below us. That's impressive.
Yeah, San Jose is really bad.
Yeah.
Ugh. We're 9 points out of a playoff race, and somehow San Jose is 10 points behind us.
Are they worse than New England? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. They are the worst team in the league by a good margin.
Hell, New England would only be a point behind us. Tied with St. Louis. Congratulations, St. Louis. You're the second worst team in the league.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much.
Awesome. My ugly is just now I don't have anything to watch for 2 weeks. So
yeah, pretty much. No Olympics, no sporting, no
Olympics over, sporting's over. I got Royals to watch, and I get preseason football. Am I desperate enough to watch that yet? Saturday I was, but
get to watch the Chiefs commit a safety because they don't understand the new rules yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That one made me giggle.
Yeah, that was funny. But
anyway,
I did see a bunch of posts on Facebook of it was like the final score, and it was somebody had posted. I don't remember who. I think it was a Jaguars fan that for some reason is in one of the Chiefs fan groups that I'm in on Facebook.
Sure.
And they had posted, "How does it feel like to watch the end of your dynasty?" And I was like,
"That's bold."
It's a preseason game. Not only is it a preseason game, it's the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, it feels pretty good. Let me tell you, it feels pretty good.
Yeah.
He must be a St. Louis fan, I'm guessing. Yeah, so that's my ugly. I don't know what I'm going to watch for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, that's fair. There is not much to watch anymore for a bit.
No baseball, but I already was watching baseball, so that's not
right.
That's not new. But
I'd say not that we're like really paying. I mean, sporting's been on second monitor duties for a long time.
True. So. Yeah, we were just talking about that last week. Oh, we forgot to talk about this last week.
Okay.
But it appears that I may have been wrong.
About?
I don't know if I should say wrong. It didn't happen.
If that's what I think, I do think wrong is the appropriate word because you were quite adamant it was happening.
Yeah, true. We did not sign Antoine Griezmann.
Oh, it appears we did not.
He, as anyone could have predicted, went to LA.
Yeah.
So great. Apparently, Patrick didn't try hard enough.
Is that official?
I believe so, but
is it?
I guess I don't know for sure. But I thought I had seen. I kind of stopped paying attention to it once it looked like it was pretty official. But they did sign Olivier Giroud.
Yeah, who's going to start Tuesday or could debut Tuesday.
Fantastic. I guess to be fair, I don't know if it's official that he signed.
On LAFC's news page on MLSsoccer.com, the only thing to mention Griezmann is Olivier Giroud on Antoine Griezmann to LAFC rumors. Quote, he will come here. So it looks like as of right now, they are rumors. But
there's still time, Patrick.
Yeah.
I know you have another preseason game coming up that you're going to have to throw 3 passes and hand the ball off twice in. But if you could just make a phone call.
Right. Make a flight would be great.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Griezmann to LAFC, I think, would make your Supporter Shield prediction pretty accurate.
No, I said Galaxy.
Oh, you said Galaxy? Oh, never mind then. That's probably not going to happen. Not if they sign Griezmann. Because you're talking about Hugo Lloris, Olivier Giroud, and Antoine Griezmann being on the same roster.
Yeah, it's the French World Cup winning team from like 3 World Cups ago or whatever it was that they won.
Right.
Like, they're just missing Mbappe.
Right.
Which window's open till the 30th. Don't count him out, you know?
Who knows? He is looking for a new club. Well, not anymore, but
no, yeah, he's with Real Madrid. But maybe they'll sign him on a loan just for this rest of the offseason.
Yeah.
Come play in MLS. Honestly, I'm shocked more players don't do that. / no players do that.
Well, soccer season's pretty demanding already. I imagine take your rest when you can get it.
I guess that's true, but I mean, how much work can it really be for Kylian Mbappe to come play in the MLS?
Well, there's also the injury risk.
That's true. Injury risk for sure. But I just meant like workload. Like, come on.
I mean,
he's gonna sleep until an hour before game time and get up and go out there and score 2 goals and then go home and go back to sleep. That's all he's gonna do. Him. Not. I realize our league is getting a lot better and a lot of players would be having. But like, we're not talking. It's the same with Messi. We're not talking about the same level of player here as all these other guys. So
no, that's fair. You're more than 100% true.
Yeah, a completely in his prime Kylian Mbappe coming over here. That absolutely not. He could just sleep until the game time and be completely fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I've always wondered why, because it kind of lines up perfectly that we could take a 4-month loan for a player from the Premier League to come over here for a playoff push. And then they go back at the beginning, because the beginning of their season starts in January?
Something like that, yeah.
EPL season. Now they're already playing like tune-up games and stuff like that.
Right. Maybe the season does start sooner.
2024 Premier League season will start August 16th. Okay, never mind. I really thought it was. I really honestly thought it was like January was when it started.
No.
So, because when did it end? Back in May?
Again, it's like soccer. They only get like 2 or 3 months off.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess it did end back in May, so they only had like 2 months off.
Soccer season's a long season.
No, all right. Well, ignore what I was just saying.
I also think the biggest issue would be the injury risk. I don't think any club would be willing to risk a top talent going and ripping their ACL.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, especially for what end? Like, what I mean.
Yeah, true.
Who benefits from that aside from the MLS? But
it just if my thought was it's different than just sitting or just practicing for 4 months. If you're going and playing competitive games,
right?
It might give you just a little bit of an advantage because you're still getting a little bit of a break because it's not as rigorous. But you're still getting to play a little bit, and maybe you're not an everyday player on this MLS team, which would be hilarious. We get Mbappe over here playing for Columbus Crew, but he only plays like every 3 games.
Yeah, exactly. He plays like 20 minutes.
He's a bench player in the MLS. That would be really funny. But
yeah, he's a rotation player for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's a rotational piece in the MLS.
Yeah,
that would be so funny. But
that would be pretty funny.
Never mind. That's why. It's because their season starts in 4 days.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I don't think I can ramble about anything else. So
nope, I think I'm about out.
Yeah.
Well, are we going to talk about our next game?
Yeah. Our next game is Not until the 24th.
Yep.
So it's a hot minute out. We play Orlando. Is it in Orlando? I forgot. I think it's in
Orlando. No, it's at CMP.
Oh, look at that. We get a home game. Cool. Yeah, so Orlando in Kansas City. Orlando was 5th in the table, I believe.
Sure.
5th in the table. Let me go back to it. 7th in the table, 34 points, 9 wins, 7 draws, 9 losses.
Mm-hmm.
So, shot we could pull it off. I don't know. Do you have predictions prepared for that?
Sure. I don't see much changing. I mean, we'll do okay against mid-table talent. We'll get our butts handed to us against high-level talent. So I think Orlando is a team that we have a chance of drawing or beating. I think we'll come out of a couple of weeks, and I think we'll look okay. But they're getting even more rest because I don't even think they made it to the round of 32. But anyway, I probably like 2-2.
Okay. All right, I agree. I think our rest is going to be helpful. I think we'll get some players back like Memo and stuff, and we'll be fully rested. So I'm going 3-1 Sporting.
Okay. And also, I think before we record next, we'll also have our Open Cup semifinal.
Yeah, that's on the, I want to say the 27th.
That'll actually be on the day we record. So,
what day of the week is that?
It's Tuesday.
Cool. So we'll probably just peeling back the curtain for everybody. Maybe just record on Wednesday, so that way we can get that game in.
Sure.
So we can talk about it.
Sure.
So, but we either way should probably make a prediction for that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think?
It's the Open Cup. Anything can happen, but it is USL talent. It'll be at home. I think we'll win 3-1.
All right. I'm going 3-0.
Fair enough.
Sporting. Obviously.
Be a bold prediction if it wasn't.
Yeah, true. But who knows? It's still Sporting, so
yeah, exactly.
Am I going to be shocked if we lose that game? Honestly, probably not.
No, not at all.
I don't think shocked would be the word I would pick if we end up losing that game. So
no, I would not be shocked either.
Yeah, so we will probably record that. I think probably the day after. That way we can talk about that game. We don't have to wait a full week to talk about it. So, for all you listeners, though, it will still be up that Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Same time, be on the 29th. Since we're talking about it, we are not going to have an episode next week. So if you are listening to this on the 15th, this Thursday when it comes out, just know on the 22nd we will not have an episode up because. Well, this episode's already boring, and we didn't have any. We actually had a game to talk about. Next week's going to be even worse.
Right.
So, unless I'll tell you what, if you guys comment on this video and really want us to dive deep into who the best MLB player is in baseball, then we will record an episode next week, but it will be about baseball.
Deal.
So, but it only your comment only counts if you're subscribed. That's a rule. I think it's my rule.
Fair enough.
So subscriptions are free. Just click it. You just add it to the ever-growing list that nobody ever purges, like we talked about last week.
I do.
So, well, yeah, I guess there's
strange.
some people that sometimes purge, but
Yeah. All right.
Let's get these people. Oh, we did both get a point last week though, because we picked Columbus. So I'm at 19. You're at 17.
Sounds about right.
So awesome. You can also, if you're not watching on YouTube, you can catch us Fired Up Network, True TV app. Get it on the Amazon App Store, Roku, or Apple TV. Also Thursday nights, but it streams throughout the week. So, but that's when it goes up is Thursday nights. So Thursday's a big day for us, I don't know why we picked Thursday, but that's what we picked. So
fair enough. I love it.
Awesome. All of our other links are in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom in the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're in Spotify listening, you just have to go to wherever it has the description. I put them there too. So,
yeah.
They're also there. It's the same. In case nobody's figured it out, it's the same title and the exact same description for YouTube and Spotify. So, Control-C, Control-V, baby.
There you go.
So, awesome. All right, Logan, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Steve.
Y'all have a great week.
See everybody.